My wife and I are attempting to make the side yard look much better because it currently looks like crap. We picked up a tiller to break up all the dirt so it's much easier to move around. Once we finish with the tiller, I use this hand tamper to compress the dirt so that we can build a wall. For the base of the wall, we're using these paver bases that we picked up from Lowe's and just cutting them down to size with a utility knife. These paver bases are 13 bucks a piece, which is kind of expensive, but they end up paying for themselves because you don't need any crushed stone and you don't need as much leveling sand. It also saves you a ton of time, and in my opinion, they're well worth the money. We next started laying our wall pieces directly on top of the paver base and used some of this construction adhesive to glue them together. We needed a ton of these blocks, and they're super heavy, so we ended up having Lowe's deliver it straight to our house, which saved us a ton of time. We made sure to make the wall as level as possible and repeated the same process over and over until the entire wall was completely installed. We next rented a tamper so we can compress the dirt really well before installing our pavers. I then used this 2x4 so I can screed off some of the high spots. Before laying the pavers, we had to add some of this weed barrier. It'll help hold the sand in so it doesn't wash away over time. We next spread out the sand and use two pieces of PVC so we can screed a 2x4 on top of them to make a nice flat surface. The paver base is then laid directly on top of the sand and the pavers directly on top of the bases. We needed over 150 of these pavers, and since they literally weigh over a ton, we ended up getting them delivered by Lowe's as well. We get all of our home improvement stuff from Lowe's. For example, we recently picked up this wagon which made our life so much easier throughout this entire project. This thing is super cool because it's not like your traditional wheelbarrow that you need to balance on one wheel. It's got four heavy duty wheels on it, it's high off the ground, and it can dump. In order to finish installing the pavers, we had to build another wall on the other side. This will help hold all the paver sand in because we're on a hill, and it's going to look super nice. We continued to lay pavers for the next 3 days straight, and my back was in pain, but this was looking so nice I couldn't stop now. Some of the pavers needed to be cut in half, and luckily one of my amazing neighbors does masonry work, so he came over and cut them for me. We next wanted to install a French drain, so I dug this massive hole and a trench so the water can flow directly into this big hole. I connected 2-inch PVC to the French drain, set it into place, filled the hole with rocks so I can prep it so I can add a concrete border around it. I laid out some 2x4s to hold the concrete in, made sure it was level, then mixed together some cement and poured it into place. This will hold the French drain in place and also all the pavers in place so they don't move over time. We then waited a couple days and removed the forms. We really wanted this walkway to pop